What's good, 2K family? NBA 2K26 is around the corner, and today I wanted to talk about something that I've been asking for a while, and I believe a lot of us want some changes on this. And I actually went and did a bunch of homework and created a system that I think can be useful. First things first, you're welcome to this community. Make sure you like and comment to show love so we could keep on building and going forward. It's all about basketball here, so let's do it. All right, that being said, I got giveaways. I'm going to be selecting random people in the comments, whether it's VC or a full game code. We'll see. Make sure you lock in. Last note is these are just concepts and nothing that's officially coming to 2K. And I don't think it's the priority, right? Gameplay is always king, but I think this will help us gameplay wise. So if you ever loaded up, played fives or threes, even twos, or whatever mode that has multiple players, and you go in and you start to think, what in the world is this person doing? You start like really losing your mind, because it's one thing to not be able to shoot a shot, you know, not be able to play the actual mechanics. That happens. I'm not the greatest of all time in the game, but I'm going to be able to try on simple things. For example, playing some type of defense, trying to stay in front of my guy, right? Trying to play good offense. And this is something that I don't believe is common sense or common in 2K. And it's because I think 2K has gotten so big and so great that people who purchase the game aren't actually basketball fans. They're fans of NBA 2K. And that is a compliment to the game. And that's not a negative. And that's awesome for anyone if you're watching and if that's you. The truth is, we need all the people we can get to keep the game alive, right? So we want to have all of you here. And so if you're one of those people who just like, hey man, I don't really know basketball too well, I just enjoy playing 2K, and you probably got it for a friend and now you get it every year and you're into it, and that is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. This isn't a judgment of the next part of my video. Don't want to shame anybody. Like I said, I'm not the world class Michael Jordan of this game, so I'm not here to shame anyone. But what I do want to talk about is that issue that if you don't understand the mechanics and it comes to the actual systems of defense and offense, then it's a big problem that I think 2K needs to solve. So the first thing I want to talk about is grading. So as you play the game, you're going to see a grade on your character, and in these videos it's most likely on the top center or the top right, and it'll tell you your score, how many points you got, assists, rebounds, but it also has a letter. And you start off with a C, then you can go up to an A+, or you can go down and go all the way down and end up graying out of the game. I believe that this system needs a revamp, and they need to rework it to make it even more in-depth. And this isn't the main thing that I want to talk about, because I have something really amazing later that I want to discuss. But I want to start off with this to kind of help you understand where my system could come into play with that. So if 2K did something where they actually tracked players' spacing, for example, players' defensive effort. So are they being active, trying to, you know, either get a steal, trying to get a block, trying to contest, all of those things. Sometimes people don't really play good defense, and you should be graded poorly if you're leaving your defender partially open, and that's going to just make you want to play better, solid defense. But of course, it's a team game, so just guarding your guy isn't enough. The system has to have recognition for pick and rolls when you're switching. It needs to have information about rotations and grade you for that, so that people can start saying, why am I getting a bad grade? I was guarding my guy. And it's like, no, your guy was sitting in a corner. You needed to help your team on the pick and roll on that situation. You should have rotated. And this isn't something that is taught at all in any 2K tutorial or anything for anybody ever. And so little things like this, and then the offense as well, simple things like not cutting the whole time, or people who stay in the paint too long. Maybe they don't get a 3 seconds, But if a center, for example, just holds the paint and the game will keep track of how much time you spend in the paint. If you're spending way too much time in the paint, and it's 8 seconds overall in and out the paint, you know, they can basically give you some bad grading, or not even bad grading, just track that. The point of tracking all this information and details is once a player does start playing bad, and if he ends the game with any type of C, and it isn't a B, normal B or B plus, then they will, after a while, let's say 20 games, accumulation of a certain amount of games where you continue to get a C or lower, then it will throw you into what I'm calling the get good mode. The rookie mode, the training mode, this is kind of like when you quit a game and you get a penalty for 30 minutes and they start penalizing you an hour. You can't play for an hour for quitting out of a game. Well, this game is going to do that, but it's going to do training instead. So now you're not going to get actually penalized. Instead, you're going to go into the training mode. So if you do quit, you'll go to the training mode. But if you spend 20 games playing poorly as well, it is keeping track of all of that. So every time you quit is not going to be a way to avoid it. Okay. And what I did was made a program system to help you guys understand what I mean. So in normal defenses, for example, I'm going to go ahead and showcase one of the features and ideas. So in 2K, there is this really good training spot where you can come in here and practice, you know, defending a pick and roll, defending a, you know, different type of defense, offense. And you have the capability of switching it and changing your defense, changing your offense, and just kind of deciding what you want to train in the game. So as right now, I decided to be offensive focused, stick to my character. But in these scenarios on these pick and rolls, sometimes players have to know to switch. See, right now I switched and I'm good, even though we don't want to always switch. It is a good thing. You can see right here, I switched and everything worked out. And this guy's really well defended. And so those are the kind of things. And I can go in here and change the offense, select the specific offense, select the specific defense. And now what I'm doing, the reason I'm bringing this up is because you would automatically go in here if you can't play good defense, and they would put you through these drills. Okay. This is one of the features that I want, and there's a lot of different drills that we can talk about when it comes to the game, but the main ones would be simple things like transition defense, rotation, stay in front of your guy to contest well, and people will get irritated, and I know that somebody already is like, that's a stupid idea in my comments, most likely. But guess what? If you're that player who always does it and the game is tracking it, and they see that you don't ever cover your guy, or they see that you never help in transition defense, or that offensively you never space the floor, and you're always trying to cut to the basket, or you're a ball hog, or you're jacking up shots too much, it'll put you through different drills depending on your actual bad play. Okay. So if you're taking up a lot of bad shots, bad shot selection, it will force you to only take good shots, and you'll do a drill of 20. You have to do that in order to get out. And this would be a way to discipline players, but it's also a coaching, training setup. And it would mean 2K would have to spend some money on getting these tutorial style things, but we kind of have that to a certain extent already with some of the stuff that they have in the game. So when you're looking at this Learn 2K, there's beginner tutorials, advanced tutorials, but they don't have what I'm asking. Some of them are in here. There's some things that are similar, and even the film spot where you can go and check out specific type of dribbles and learn all this stuff. But if they put it into the game for you to actually have to do the drill, for example, if I go to advanced, I can start putting on things like, let's play better defense. And then I want to train somebody to rotate, you know, shot contest and things like this. Now, all of a sudden, I have to contest Curry here, and I have to play him tight and continue to learn how to do that thing And instead of getting a penalty for 20, 30, minutes, it becomes, oh no, you're going to go through this drill and get it right and figure it out. And then that might discipline those people who don't know the game enough, haven't been told or educated in it, and they just purchase 2K because they want to hang out with friends, which is totally fine. And I'm not judging anybody that's playing the game. You got to think about it like this. Basketball isn't everybody's love like it is mine, and that's okay. When you play Call of Duty, it's not because you're a military veteran who decided to play a video game of your expertise. Oh yeah, I know how to shoot the sniper. No, so I get it, and I'm not here to judge those people. And I'm one of those people. I'm a regular citizen. I've played in tournaments and stuff, but I've never been a professional, and that's okay. And guess what? I had to learn 2K because it's not real life basketball. So it's a whole different game. It does have some elements like rotating and things like that, but you can't put the greatest real basketball player or coach in 2K. You can't give them a controller and say you're going to be good because you're Michael Jordan or you're Phil Jackson or Greg Popovich. No, those guys are never going to be great at NBA 2K. They're never touched it, even though they're masters at basketball. So even don't judge those who don't know the game. We have to encourage them and find a way. I play in Random Rec, and I probably got thousands of games in Random Rec throughout my lifetime, and also hundreds in this year alone playing in Random Rec. I do it a lot on stream. I do it just at the end of the night. I want to try a couple matches and be a superhero in there, because a lot of them don't know ball enough or they haven't practiced enough, and I can just go in and be the best player on both teams. And that's fun, but it's also torture because you're dealing with people who just don't got it. And it's not because they're not bad. They're probably great gamers. They just don't understand certain logic of basketball. And I believe 2K can implement this penalty / get good boot camp and track players a little better, and it's going to help overall. So that's something I would like to see. Again, this is just an idea. Y'all can share what you think could be implemented that can make this game better. I just wanted to have that discussion and see where y'all at with it, man. Hope y'all enjoying. I hope y'all having a blessed day, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Stay safe. Peace.